We left off with ice eating. I love ice, and someone suggested that if I'm still craving ice, there's a possibility that you are not getting enough iron. Who knows, that may be a possibility. And every time I order a meal, I order 2 cups of ice because they got the best ice. It's not hard ice, like when you chew on it, it's easily broken down. I want a cup of ice right now. Chewing on ice is definitely an indication of anemia or being deficient in something. I'm always cold, even in the summertime. I rarely use air conditioning in my car and in my house. I sleep with blankets all year round, summer, spring, winter, fall. Shortness of breath. Shortness of breath from performing like a little small task. I can climb like 13 steps and I'm deathly out of breath. I'm so out of shape. We've already discussed hair loss. I have a whole video about my hair loss experience. So again, if you're tuning in and you haven't checked out part 1, head on over and check out part 1 so you can get abreast of what's being discussed. Lightheaded. Even after a full meal, I would sit down, and if I got up too fast, I would get lightheaded. So lightheadedness is a sign. Heavy cycles is definitely a sign. I schedule my entire life around my cycle. Extreme fatigue, very drowsy, extremely weak, tired all the time. It doesn't matter how much sleep you received the night before. You wake up like you've never slept a wink that night. Along with feeling physically drained, I felt mentally drained. I mean, I just felt so stressed. And I don't know if you guys remember back in March, I stopped uploading videos for like 3 or 4 months. I just could not focus. Everything stressed me out. Everything. I don't know how that correlates with anemia. I gotta do more research. Since I've been taking my iron, I do feel a little better. I do feel more motivated. Of course, I'm uploading videos. You can always tell when I feel good because I upload videos. When I don't feel good, when I'm stressed out, when things aren't going well for me, I don't want to upload. You are going to experience stroke-like symptoms. If I went probably another couple of months without getting my iron, it's almost certain I would have had a stroke. I remember one night I called my grandmother up. My boyfriend was at work, and I was like, "Grandma, I'm gonna die tonight." And she's like, "What's wrong?" I said, "I feel like I'm having a stroke." My left arm was tingly. It felt like it was like numb. And my fingertips was, you know how your leg falls asleep? My fingertips was going numb. This went on for 2 hours. Going back and forth to myself, should I go to the emergency room? I went to the drugstore and bought some Bear, because they always say if you're about to have a heart attack or a stroke or something, pop an aspirin. This is what they said on Google. I don't suggest y'all do that. Definitely get real medical attention. When you think you're having a stroke right then and there, you're going to do whatever you can to assess or assist with the situation. The stroke-like symptoms only happened around my period. Because I felt like I was having a stroke on 3 different occasions, that's when I booked an appointment to go see my cardiologist. When I went to my cardiologist and explained to him my symptoms, having lightheadedness, I feel like I'm having a stroke, extreme heart palpitations, I forgot to mention that, heart palpitations, erratic heartbeat, my heart was skipping a beat. I am going to die. And again, I still don't really know what's going on. You know what my cardiologist told me? He asked me if I suffer from anxiety. He asked me if I was depressed. He totally made light of the situation because they gave me a echocardiograph, EKG, right? Am I saying it right? And that was normal. He asked me to explain my symptoms again, which I did. Then he said, "Well, I got to tell you, your heart, there's absolutely nothing wrong with your heart." I said, "Are you sure?" I said, "I get these heart palpitations around my period." He said, "You need to go see your gynecologist then, if it's happening around your period." I said, yeah, but it's happening to my heart. My heart, I feel these palpitations, it's racing. I feel like I'm about to pass out. My arm went numb. My fingers was tingling. Isn't that an indication of a stroke? You know what this guy told me? He asked me if I was a hypochondriac. This guy thought I was crazy. He didn't check me for iron. He didn't even ask me about my iron levels. He didn't even do a blood test. You know, he told me to go see my gynecologist. So let's go over the symptoms one more time based on my experience. Ice eating, I was always cold, shortness of breath, dizziness, hair loss, lightheadedness, very, very heavy cycles, extreme fatigue, very drowsy, always tired, can't get enough sleep, physically and mentally drained, stressed out for no reason whatsoever, unfocused, unmotivated, stroke-like symptoms, heart palpitations, erratic heartbeat, irregular heartbeat. These are all indication, all signs, all symptoms of being anemic. You can mistake these symptoms for something else. I mean, they can be easily mistaken for something else. I mean, sometimes it's minor. Some of these symptoms are minor. You can get dizzy just from not having breakfast. That doesn't mean that you're anemic. You have to know your body. You have to be in tune with your body, study your body, do your research, read up on some of these symptoms and find out if they actually apply to you. But please understand this is solely based on my experience. Experiences will vary from individual to individual. So please be aware of that and make sure you conduct your own research.